Welcome to copying a special request requisition into a purchase order. When you have completed this lesson, you will be able to identify what types of requisitions can be copied into purchase orders, copy requisition lines into a purchase order, and process the resulting purchase order. The only kind of requisition that can be copied into a purchase order is a special request requisition. You should not create a purchase order by copying a marketplace requisition into it. If you do want to create a purchase order and copy a special request requisition into it, you begin creating a purchase order by assigning a vendor. Then you select the requisition lines that you want to copy into the purchase order. Once the purchase order has been created and saved, you still need to approve the purchase order amount and purchase order chart fields before it is eligible for budget checking. In this process, we are creating a purchase order and copying special request requisition lines into it. Therefore, we'll select Purchasing in the menu. Then we'll select Purchase Orders, and then Add Update POs. We want to leave the selection as Add a New Value, so we click Add. Let's minimize our menu. Our first step is to select a supplier for this PO. To do so, we can enter the supplier ID directly in the supplier ID field or use the lookup icon. For this example, we are going to enter Hewlett-Packard. Now that we've entered the supplier, we select the requisition lines that we want to copy. To start, we click the Copy From drop-down list and select Requisition. Now we need to search for the requisition lines that we want to copy. For this lesson, we want to copy requisition number 500,774, so we'll enter that directly into the search field. Now we'll click Search to pull up the requisition lines. In our search results, we can select the lines we want to copy into our purchase order. We can select them individually or use the Select All link. We'll choose the Select All link. Now we'll click the Copy to PO button. Notice that our requisition lines have been copied to our purchase order lines. If you want to indicate the actual requisition that was copied, you can use the PO reference field. Here I'm going to put Copied from Rec 500,774. If you look at the PO lines, they should have brought over everything from the requisition. On the Details tab, you can see the description, PO quantity, this is the quantity requested on the requisition. The unit of measure is listed along with the category and price. We'll select the Schedule icon. Here we can see the due date and ship to address. From here we can select the Distributions Chart Field icon. And here's where you can see the chart field combination used for this item. We'll click the OK button and then return to the main page. As you can see, once you copy in the requisition lines, you can continue entering the purchase order. Most of the information should have transferred over though. At this point, we are going to accept everything as it was transferred and save the PO. Now that we have a PO ID and it is saved in the system, we can continue processing our PO. You process it just as you would any purchase order that you enter manually. You'll need to approve the amounts and approve the chart fields. Then you need to budget check the purchase order. The scheduled batch job should pick this up. And finally, the PO will need to be dispatched. This concludes this lesson on copying a special request requisition into a purchase order. You should now be able to identify what types of requisitions can be copied into purchase orders, Copy requisition lines into a purchase order, and process the resulting purchase order. Return to the ePro Georgia First Marketplace training page to access additional lessons. If you have further questions, please contact the ITS Help Desk at helpdesk@usg.edu. Thank you for attending.